Hi there, and welcome to another self-employed vlog. And well, where has the year gone? And apologies that this video is a little bit late, but we are drawing to the end of 2025. Christmas is approaching, everything's starting to wind down, and I thought I would just do a quick little summary of how the year has gone. It's probably been the fastest year I've ever known. So many changes, so many things have happened, but a lot of positive things, despite the kind of carnage that is life in general and the world at large. There have been some positives. So I don't know what episode this is. I'll have to put it in afterwards when I put the title in. But first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who has supported me this year on my YouTube channel, because I did hit the 1,000 subscribers and I'm continuing to develop and grow the channel, and hope that 2026 I'll be able to do lots more and feature more content. So yeah, do keep a lookout, and please do make sure that you hit the notification bell, just so you know that whenever I'm live or doing anything, you'll know where I am. So anyway, what's happened this year? So this year, my work has remained largely the same. I have continued to do my teaching at the private school and also in my other locations. That hasn't changed, that has remained a constant, but I feel like my confidence is growing now within those roles. And whilst there are still quite a few things within my teaching that I would like to improve further, I do feel overall now that I'm starting to trust myself more and have a sort of a sense of conviction. I think in previous teaching roles, I've always had a head of department who has kind of been in charge and has relayed what they want to happen, and I've kind of followed along, if you like, not really taken on the responsibility so much. Whereas this year, I've had a role that's required me to be much more proactive, where I've had to make decisions and choices, because I am the one that has to make those decisions and choices. There's no one who's going to be kind of prodding me or telling me what to do, and I have to make sure that I can do that. And obviously that comes with a responsibility. And I think initially it was a challenge because of imposter syndrome, thinking, well, I don't think I should be doing this. I don't feel I'm good enough for this kind of role. But I think as time has gone on, I have started to believe in myself more. I've made a few decisions that perhaps I've kind of been a little uncertain about, but have kind of gone with my gut and conviction. And I think it has been successful and it has worked out. And I think I just need to learn to trust myself more and accept that there will be mistakes that happen. But I think it's trying to make less mistakes than having successes, if that makes sense. So I think one of the reasons why I am trusting myself a little bit more now has come from just a few things in my own kind of personal life, a few changes that I've made which have helped, which have helped me, and have kind of given me that kind of boost that I needed to, get a bit more confident in what I'm doing and having a little bit more of a kind of a direction and steering myself in the right direction. So that's been positive. As you know, the school that I originally taught at for 7 years, and I left to go self-employed but carried on teaching piano. I have left, well, I will be leaving there after Christmas, so I've got my last lesson there this week. And it will be, bittersweet really, because that will end a sort of a 12-year relationship that I've had with the school. And there's nothing negative about it. It's just I've decided that the Wednesdays that I taught there, because I wasn't getting a lot of work there, that was the kind of the one day that I had available to sort of chop down and make a free, so that I could concentrate on creative projects. Because as I've said quite a bit in my video diaries, my creativity for composition and all of those things that I used to do so kind of abundantly has really dried up over the last couple of years, to the point where I've been fearful that it will ever come back. And I think most of the troubles stem from burnout, from doing so much teaching that you kind of find by the end of the day you just don't want to do anything music related. So I'm trying to balance my life a little bit more, so that my Wednesdays I can have all to myself as a kind of a creative day for doing albums, working on the website that I've got, and I'll talk about that more in another video. YouTube content, uploading more content, taking on more opportunities that might arise that I'll be available to do now that I've got this free time. So it was a difficult decision to make, but it was one that I felt was right, and so I'm looking forward to that starting after Christmas. I've got a few piano cover albums coming out, as you will probably have seen on this channel. But more excitingly, I think, is the fact that I'm now starting to work on The Nature of Solitude 3, the end of the trilogy. The Nature of Solitude 1 was a very significant album for me in many ways. It marked a particular phase in my life, and it enabled me to make contact with other people who were Mike Oldfield fans, and to get to work with people within that Mike Oldfield community. And it was largely well received, and for my first kind of big album, it was great, and I still listen to it now, and I feel very, very proud of it. And then I released The Nature of Solitude 2, which also came at a kind of a pivotal moment in my life, and I'm very happy with that album. I feel like it didn't quite reach the heights of the first one, but it's still a very nice continuation. And now I feel, as I hit another pivotal moment in my life, that I need to finish the trilogy, and so I'm going to release part 3, of which I have already started to make some headway. Now, it's very hard to explain the creative process, but there's a kind of a gut feeling that I have with an album where I can just sense that it's there. It's like it's behind a door, and I know it's right behind the door, and I don't know what it's looking like or sounding like, but I do know it's there, and I'm gradually opening the door, and the ideas are starting to kind of come forward, and that's always exciting because I know it's there and I know it's going to materialize, but I don't know in what kind of form yet. And I've got a few musical ideas that I'm excited about. I suspect that this could very well end up being similar to Ommadawn by Mike Oldfield, which I'm sure will thrill lots of Mike Oldfield fans. I'm not saying it is, it's not going to cut and paste Ommadawn clone, but I think it's going to inhabit that sort of atmosphere and world, and I'm very excited for how it's going to pan out, and that will happen at some point also in 2026. Now, apart from my YouTube channel and Bandcamp, where you can get my music, I'm also putting out a new website, which is going to have a bit of everything. It's going to have my music, it's going to have my sheet music, all the up and update news of everything I'm doing, a list of all the services, in terms of my teaching services and other things that I do. So it's going to be like the one place to go where you want to kind of get all the information about what I'm doing and what I'm up to. So I'll talk about that in another video. And I just wanted to kind of finish really with this sort of positive message that I feel like certain people are brought into our life for a reason, and I feel like I've had someone in my life the last couple of years or so who's been, I kind of refer to them as my guardian angel, because they have kind of supported me a great deal, in lots of different ways that have been, very, very appreciated. And I just feel like that's also helped me a lot with getting on track, getting myself kind of focused and having a direction and a purpose. And this kind of creative process now is very much a direct result, I think, of having that support. And I could get into a kind of a religious spirituality kind of discussion here, but maybe I'll save that for another day. But it's very interesting, I think, sometimes how people do enter your life and the reasons for it and the impact it has. So that's been another quite big factor, I would say, for 2025. With regards to the Christmas quiz, I'm still in the process of deciding whether it will happen or not. I'm not sure just yet, but do keep posted. I'll update you if something does happen. But I'm very much looking forward to the Christmas break. It should be very nice. But anyway, thank you for listening to me. Sorry, it's been a bit of a long rambling one, but I thought I'd better just update you on what's been going on. And I hope you all have a lovely Christmas, and you keep warm and safe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Take care.